This week on Not Your Average Fangirls.
But it's stupid because why would you not have that during tour time? Like,
maybe they're touring dolls, so they have schedules.
What? They have too many schedules.
Also, we discussed the Burning Sun situation and our undying love for Epik High's new album. Check it out.
What's up, everybody? We are back for another week of K-pop madness. We are Not Your Average Fangirls. I am Kat, and there's been a lot of shit going on. That's all I got. Like, I'm confuddled.
Hey guys, this is Cynthia, and I'm here to say that I miss BTS with my entire soul. Thank you.
Wow. Hi, everyone. It's Terica, and I second that motion that Cynthia said. Also, by the time you hear this, there'll be, 24 days till come back? Something like that. So, yeah! We can get a teaser any day now. I'm not ready. Okay.
Nope.
They have a countdown going.
Oh, I thought you said they have a comeback coming, and I was going to fight.
No, I said you guys have
Florida.
Dumb bitch.
Seriously. The whole world knows that BTS is having a comeback. Let's be real. Anyways, hello everybody. My name is Carolina, and
Yep.
yeah, that's today. That's today, everybody.
First of all, I have to say huge congratulations to TXT because they've been winning on the shows lately. So yeah.
Oh yeah. They got their first win after 8 days.
Yep.
I'm just like, okay. They were just like, Itzy, no, you're going down. You said 9, I got 8.
Baby.
They cried.
It was so sad, but cute and emotional, and I was like, oh.
I know. The backstage footage was really emotional too. Like, they were crying still, and wow.
All I know is I saw a picture of TXT standing next to Ravi, and I've never been the same since then.
Oh, they're tall babies. It's
They're
cute.
giants. They're enormous.
But the thing is, when you see them just alone with each
They
other,
don't look big.
they look small, but it's because they're all such similar height.
Well, yeah, because when I walk next to Kat, it's like, okay, but when I walk next to you, everyone thinks I'm 6'8", and I'm just like, I'm not that tall. Like, it's fine.
Anyway, but other big hit news, BTS has announced that they're going to be on Saturday Night Live after their debut, their comeback in April, which we predicted. Well, I predicted.
Actually, yeah, because they were just like, it's going to be April 11th, and Kat was just like, watch, it's going to be April 12th.
Actually, we
Boom.
were both right, because isn't it the 12th over there or over here? We know time.
I don't
Time
know.
differences.
Time zones. Who knows?
It's still the 12th.
Yeah.
We're witches.
But BTS did announce that they're going to be on SNL, which is kind of huge. With Emma Stone, too, who is a huge K-pop fan. So I'm really
so excited about this. I really hope that they are on a skit. Like, I need them to be on a skit.
Oh, I'm sure they will be. It's going to be cute, but they're going to be performing their new comeback song. Like, that's going to be the debut stage, like SNL.
They were just like, the show, we don't
Debut
know her.
Where?
M Countdown, we don't know her.
We don't know her.
Who was that?
Nah, it's all about SNL. I love that each year that their comeback stage is just bigger and bigger. Next, they're gonna have a comeback stage at
the Grammys.
the White House when someone else is a different president.
When Nam June is president.
You're right.
At my house, I think that would be the biggest comeback stage at all.
Everybody
Come
going
back in a
to
different
Turkey's
way, am
house,
I
show
right?
up. Pull through, fam.
Let's go to some fucked up shit. Theo is not leaving SM.
How dare he?
I know. I got excited. I got that. Kat stopped what she was doing and she said, Theo's leaving SM. And I said, yes!
Why?
Turns out, because he deserves better.
But I think
Carolina.
I feel like him and EXO is perfect. Like, their dynamic is perfect. I don't understand. I would be so
I
upset.
was talking to Kenzie about it, and she made a valid point. EXO is pretty much over. Let's be real.
I mean, yeah.
Minsuk is enlisting soon, and the rest of them are going to follow shortly after in line. So EXO is not going to be a complete 9, and a lot of their contracts are ending relatively soon. So, as much as it sucks, because I love EXO, we're never going to have a whole 9 members of EXO, ever again.
Damn, ever again? What you mean? Well, I mean,
Ever.
it will happen.
about it.
Super Junior was they're still together now. I feel like it's still gonna happen. Obviously, it's just the impending doom of them having to go to the military.
Just impending
It
doom.
is. a lot, like I'm saying, like a lot of their contracts are coming to an end. If someone doesn't re-sign, like Dio, if he doesn't re-sign, or Suho, I think is another one whose contract is ending soon. Like,
Well, yeah.
if they don't re-sign, then they don't re-sign, and that's it.
Well, yeah, you're right.
They could just go to another company. Who said that?
I mean, they will. They
could
will.
just start their own company.
Ooh.
And for me, I think like Dio, he's just a superstar, and he's in this little bubble, and it's very, I don't know, annoying to watch. I would love if EXO just left SM together as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I feel like right now their SM is so focused on NCT that they're leaving everybody behind.
Well, I think they did that because they know. They probably already had the heads up. Like, I'm sure they've talked about contracts, like, when they're starting to, like, come to an end. So they're like, okay, we need to focus on another major group to kind of, like, take
Bring
the
in
place
the
of
funds.
EXO and bring in the money. Yeah, and also, like, kind of keep, like, EXO-L's minds off of, like, as Carolina said, the impending doom.
Where they go on vacation for 2 years.
For 2 years each in Hawaii. That's the place.
KCON made some venue announcements this week, as well as venue changes and day changes. So KCON New York is going to be held for the first time in Madison Square Garden.
Woo!
Which is pretty fucking huge.
Which is also in New York, because KCON New York has been in Jersey. But, you know.
So it's going to be held in Madison Square Garden in New York, actually, now, instead of in fucking Newark.
It's going to be indoors now.
And it's going to be indoors, which is great because KCON New York is fucking hot.
It is. Oh my God. Every time.
Outdoors is brutal. And LA is now going to get 4 days, which I'm curious is if it's another concert day or not, or if it's just an extra purely convention day.
It should be an extra concert day. I wouldn't see why they would add a convention. Like, everyone would be like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, because it's even on Sunday when it's convention day, you know that there's barely anybody that goes on Sunday.
Yeah.
Hopefully it is another concert because, yes, bring it all on.
We will be at KCON LA most likely, so if you see us there.
Look out for us.
Say what's up.
In some sad news, my baby from ONEUS is, taking a break from promotions because of his health and also some personal reasons that he did not disclose, which, he has every right to do so, and I hope that he gets well soon. I love you, baby. I hope you're having fun with your doggy and you're taking lots of pictures and reading lots of comics. Okay.
Wow. Wow. Germans really be out here, y'all. They be getting everybody. I'm scared for my life every day.
Germs are all over the place.
I'm just, they out
coming for
here.
everyone's
They,
throats.
right? They just out here.
Zello, previously of BAP, now a solo artist, is going solo.
I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Same. It's cute because Cello went to Bang's freaking fan sign and got his album signed, and that was really adorable.
It was a double. But also kind of low-key, like, I'd be salty. Because it's like, I'm fighting hard to get into this fan sign. And you pretend
I don't think he took a slot, Terica.
I don't think he took a slot. Yeah. I think he just texted him like, hey, I'm going to show up. And Bang was just like, all right.
Okay. I
Or his
know. I'm
management or
just
something.
saying. They're just like, oh, we're going to go and support at the fan side. Like, no. If you're going to support, you need to get the whole experience. You need to buy these albums. Sell these.
You have to earn your spot.
You have to earn your spot. Like, I just want every idol in the world ever to try to ticket for their own events at least one time. Like, or their
Honestly,
friends.
same.
Or have their friends ticket for their shows. And then give away the tickets. But, you know.
If BTS had a ticket, Yoongi would get so mad. It'd be like 10 minutes. He'd be like, you know what, fuck this.
They'd all quit.
fucking
Like,
see them
I
anyway.
really think they'd all quit. And, like, a few of them would cry. Like, I just...
Probably. Honestly,
Men
all of
would
them
cry.
would be... Honest, if it was BTS, like, that thing would just be hilarious because I know all of them would be like, wait, what just happened? Like,
That's what I said. I said a new Run episode that they try to get tickets for their own concert.
Maybe
See
they
how
should
much
just-
fun they have.
That should be a show in general. When idols or idol best friends buy tickets to the shows. That should just be
Yeah,
a whole
that's true.
reality show. The whole
I know.
preparation, comeback season when you have to, like, pre-order 80,000 different things.
we should have them buy everything that we buy, see
Yeah.
how they like it.
Bam, that's a show right there. Fan experience.
We should make it.
I mean, it won't dent their wallets like it does for us, but damn.
Yeah, that's true.
Understand. At least they can understand.
Right?
I know. Just so they get a better grasp of everything we do and so
Yeah.
they can appreciate it more.
Or we'd give them a budget for that, like, week. Like, this is all you could spend and, like, you have to buy X amount of things.
And also, you just released that you're gonna sell tickets in 2 days. So what you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
How you gonna
gonna not eat?
prioritize? How are you gonna budget? Which bill are you not paying?
Exactly. That should be like a whole thing. So they can be like, wow.
So, we got to get into heavy stuff, and I'm sure a lot of people know what's coming. So, we're going to do a little trigger warning for anyone who's triggered by violence, sexual assault, drugs, anything like that. Skip this part.
We'll put a time in the description so you can just skip over to the comebacks and the lighter things.
Yeah. So, everyone who is going to listen to this knows about the whole situation right now in K-pop with a few idols and very heavy politician and police involvement in a scandal that has to do with rape, really? Yeah.
Well, they're calling it like a prostitution ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some people said it was like a sex trafficking ring too.
So
Yeah.
essentially what happened is a guy got beat up at this club in Korea called Rising Sun.
Wait, is it Burning Sun?
I don't know, one of those things. Something about a sun. So he got beat up at this club for trying to help a girl who was being sexually assaulted by a guy, sexually harassed. And he went to go tell security about it, and then they caught footage of security dragging him out of the club and beating him up on the side of the street. So this guy got taken to the police station and questioned, and he was utterly confused about what was going on, like anyone else would be.
When he got
Yeah.
dragged by the police, got also beat. You could see
Yeah.
his mom trying to like get to him,
Yeah.
but like she couldn't because there were so many police officers gathering around and just beating him up. Like for what? He's just trying to walk.
After that, it opened a whole case about violence at the club, and then tax stuff came about, and then news about prostitution with politicians, and Seungri from Big Bang was involved in all of this.
We talked about this, like the club situation, a couple podcasts, like episodes ago. And basically how we thought about it, it was just like, because Seungri said, like, I was, I endorsed the club, but I was never, like, part of management or anything like that. So everybody just kind of, like, brushed it off. Because it was like, Seungri was saying, oh, well, you know, I'm going to the military, so I had to cut all ties with anything for the past, I don't know how many months. So it was just like, oh, you know, maybe they're just putting his name
It was
to...
believable.
Yeah, exactly. But then...
We didn't think much
but
of it.
now that started a whole snowball effect, and it's just wild. Basically, he had a whole group chat with CEOs of different companies, and he would bring them like girls in order to get investments for YG. And basically, yeah, they would just be like, oh, well, you know, basically, I'll sell you this girl for 10 million or whatever, and then you'll give me that money. And
Not even that too. I see where people would bring this into like a sex trafficking ring because like the girls weren't like
Prostitutes.
yeah,
So
like,
some of them were.
some and then some were drugged.
Were drugged and like taken to rooms where they would just like assault these girls, like with people in the room. No one cared.
or they would record it and then they would post it in this group chat and everybody would just laugh, like have a jolly good time over this girl's traumatic, like probably the most traumatic thing that's ever happened to her, and they're just disregarding her as a human being.
The saddest part to me is that none of these girls ever came forward about anything. So it meant that these girls were like, well, I just got really drunk and like something happened and that's it. So they never thought it was like a thing that needed to go any further, which is so sad. Like that's like the worst thing you can possibly like do to someone besides like murdering them. And these girls don't think like it's a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? So there is a group chat that involves Seungri, some politicians, and a few other celebrities. So Jung Jun-young, who is like the main predator in all this, he's the one that was recording the girls, sleeping with the girls, raping the girls, drugging the girls, and then posting them to the group chat with his friends. Young Jung-hyun, which is the one, honestly, that hurt me the most because I'm such a big Highlight fan. He was also involved. He said he never partook in sending videos, but he didn't say anything about it, and he knew about it all this time. Jung-hyun from FT Island, piece of garbage as well. He was one of the ones that was like, oh, like, just bring me a bitch, stuff like that.
Yep.
Like, oh, yeah, I'll sleep with this girl, whatever. Got his friend, one of the guys, a politician's son or something, to cover up a DUI, an accident that he caused because he was drunk driving. They paid off the police numerous times, which is leading to a whole nother investigation.
Taxis exist.
And Junghyun from CN Blue, who wasn't in the group chat technically, but got sent the videos as well, and also said some insanely derogatory things.
That's the one that hurt me the most.
Same.
CN Blue was the second group that me and Carolina got into. First it was Shiny, and then it was CN Blue.
Like,
and
wow. And you know, so this whole situation is bringing into light not only obviously like what these idols did, but it's also bringing into light the fact that there's police bribery going on a lot in South Korea for anything really. There's a lot of like money being involved in these clubs to try to get like secret videos. Like that's a big thing in Korea, and it's been going on for a while, that women are being secretly recorded in like bathrooms and things like that, because even for tourists, when they tell them that if you go to a public restroom, look around in the stall before you like do anything, and if you see a tiny hole, like poke it with something because there might be a camera there. So,
or two-way mirrors too.
Yes, so that's been going on for a long time, and this is just bringing into light even more that that's happening, and nobody's really doing anything about it. So basically the tip of the iceberg is this whole situation with the idols doing all this crazy shit. But then that just brought into account all the corruption that's in the government and any business and all the stuff that's happening behind the scenes in South Korea.
Yeah.
And like the rape the rape culture that is being enforced.
Yeah, which is wild.
And on top of that too, you have the whole thing with like the people involved being like celebrities. So that's a whole other intimidating factor, because these girls are like, who are they going to believe? Like me, this girl who got way too drunk, quote unquote, at a club, which I mean, obviously she was drugged, but she's not, you don't remember that. Or like this guy who's in one of the biggest bands in the world type thing, or in the country, or seen as like a brother of the country or son of the country. So like, it's really sad. But once these things start happening, like Carolina said, like it just brings to light all these other issues, to the point that like now it's so out in the open, they can't hide anything, and something has to be done now. Because now there's no like going back and pretending it didn't happen.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of these girls didn't know that they were being recorded. They probably still didn't know until this stuff happened.
Exactly, yeah.
So they never thought, oh, well, someone else is going to know about this. So this was just like a secret they kept to themselves. But now, like, because of course, when the police have the videos of these girls, they're going to bring these girls in. Like, this is a whole, like, having to relive this after, and this was in 2015 is when this started. So who knows how many girls. They probably put this in the back of their memory, and this was just, like, triggering them, like, all over again. And that's so sad to think about.
Exactly.
And it's not fair. Like, it's not fair, especially because this fucking prick, when he apologized, quote unquote, I didn't feel any guilt. I still don't feel any guilt. I'm pretty much apologizing because I got caught. That's what his apology should have been.
Yep.
That's literally what he should have said.
The
thing too with JJY too, the thing is that he got caught for something like this in 2016, and in one of the group chats, one of the text messages that got released, he basically was telling, like, he sent a video of him reading his apology letter, and everybody in the group chat was just like, LOL, like, you sound so fake, like, haha, like, who wrote this for you, blah, blah, blah. So even when he did his whole, like, apology thing in 2016, he did not mean any of
no,
it.
not at all.
So,
obviously.
And it was like, I was on, like, on Twitter, like, people quote tweeting, like, these girls, like, oh, I'll always be by your side. I was like, he is a fucking monster. He's a predator. Like, I read a thread about an experience a fan had in France at one of his concerts.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
He just brought girls back to his hotel and was like, oh, do you want to fuck? Like, I want you, you, and you. And, like, the other ones can just go, or I'll let my band have you. I'm just like, I'm sorry? What?
Like,
yeah.
These girls are just, like,
Objects.
like different flavors of cookies or some shit.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you're out of your fucking mind. Like,
They're human beings. Except these guys, they're not human beings.
They're monsters.
No.
They're predators.
No, they're
Trash.
They're not looking at it. So I know that obviously, Junhyun from Highlight, Junghoon from FD Island left as well, but Lee Junhyun from CN Blue, he did not leave. He's like, he's like going on like hiatus and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
his thing is that he's saying that, well, I wasn't in the chat room. And I say, you're still a little son
Yeah.
of a bitch. That don't mean nothing.
I think, was he the one? I know there was one like that in their like letter of apology they wrote. Like, I put that in the back burner of my mind. Like, I didn't even remember these things until now. And I'm just like, that just tells you like
Who you
you
are.
knew
Yeah.
that this was going on, and you just like kind of like brush it off,
Slept
like, oh
like a
well,
baby.
shit, let me get out of it and like not say anything about it. Like, that's so messed up.
If I knew about
even
this,
worse,
I
to
would
be
not be
honest.
able to
Yeah.
sleep at night.
Exactly. Especially, and then again to what you guys said, like these people, I believe it was the FT Island Lee
Yeah.
Honky. FT, he even said it, he was just like, I give up on
On him.
Junghyun. And fans were just like, oh, don't give up on him. And he was just like, I give up. And then if it makes you think, like, they were a band for how long? Like 10 to 12
It's like,
years or
yeah.
something like that. Ridiculous.
Not even counting like
If
training
they-
and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. If they were friends for that long, like brothers for that long, and he can be like, that's fucked up, you need to get out of my life, then you as a fan that don't know this person, you should follow a suit, because that just shows what a horrible person that is. Like, let's be real.
Especially the fact that, like, I mean, I'm not trying to like lessen this crime, but like if he got like in trouble for like drunk driving or something, like, okay, if you're like, all right, maybe he can get better and sober up and like, you know, change his life around. But like the fact that like the heaviness of the crime and the fact that he said these things and like just the way he treated women, like, do you think he values you as a fan anyway? Like, he's not going to see you as like, oh, I love my fan. He's seeing you as A, like a piece of meat, or B, just a meal ticket because you pay my bills because you buy my crap. Like, not like he's not valuing like how much you love him. So it's like that should be super easy to be like, no, because obviously he doesn't see any value in me, like if he's treating other women this way too. So I don't understand the people, like the females, the women who are standing behind him. Like, that always baffles me.
Like, how low are you as an individual? Like, because what I think about, I was watching that Radio Star interview that they did with Big Bang, where Top was like, you know, I'm afraid of the people that he hangs out with because he's swayable. He's easily gonna fall into a trap, and he did. Like, imagine, like, the way I thought about it is like one of us, like, we're best friends, like, we know everything about each other. Big Bang is the same way, FT Island is the same thing. Imagine you have this, even listeners in your friend group, like your best friends, you have this perception of your best friend, your sister, your brother, the person that you've known for a long time, and they end up doing something like this. Like, how much pain does that give you? Like, I didn't know anything. Like, what could I have seen to prevented this? Like,
Right.
to have prevented this? As a fan, even, I was like, you know, he didn't even seem like that type of guy. Like, I truly don't know shit. Like, who else, like, could I be standing behind? And I don't know who they are as a person.
That's another topic that this has brought up, which is basically like, you really don't know who these people are, like what they do behind closed doors. I understand, like, on Twitter, there were a lot of people, like, saying, like, oh, don't say that you hope your faves are not like this. Like, that's lessening the situation. But I'm just like, no, it's not. Like, it makes you think, like, wow, what if so-and-so that is my number one, like, group or whatever, if one of the members is like this, like, it makes you think, like, damn, like, I hope it's not somebody I stand, because I don't want to give that person my support and like my time and like my money, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've wasted all that time.
Exactly.
And then on top of that, another thing that, like, because we've been talking about this, like, within our friend group since it, like, started unraveling. And another thing that, like, we brought up was, like, the generational situations of it. Like, all of these, like, idols that are in trouble. And I'm not saying that, like, younger generations or whatever don't do this, because that's completely false. But, like, it's just crazy to see, like, the gap of, like, the generations and how, like, for them, you're seeing all these videos come out about, like, just girls within the company that they're, like, fondling and, like, all over, like, out in the open, and they don't think anything is wrong with it. And it kind of, like, makes you think about how the idol industry, how it's changed and how it still has a long way to go. And it's just crazy to see that, like, all these signs and clues, like, and no one did anything about it. Like, everyone just kind of brushed it off to, like, oh, you know, like, guys are like that. Like, that's just how this generation is, or that's just how we are. And, like, no one saw any fault in that. And so I think that's just, it's crazy.
Yeah, because even now, obviously, you have, like, the older generation girl groups. telling, and even like male, idols, anybody,
Yeah.
like Hisho, like telling younger groups like watch out for these idols.
Yep. But like you even look at there's companies. Fantagio offers a entire class in their training process on how to be aware of predators in the industry. Like that's insane to think about, that someone has to be trained to be able to handle that situation. So, I mean, the fact that people are taking steps forward to prevent this with their idols is great, but the fact that it even has to be a thing to begin with is insane.
Yeah.
To me.
Well, if you think about it, for like women in general, for girls, young girls, we've been quote unquote trained for that like our entire lives, because like don't want you to make sure you watch your drinks, don't put your drinks down, don't get too drunk, make sure you stay in groups, like why are you walking around after this certain time, like there are things that like as someone, I can't remember who said this, but like teaching young girls like how not to be raped instead of teaching males how not to rape. So like, yeah. And so it's just crazy to think about, like, and like we were saying, these poor girls are probably sitting around thinking like, this is my fault. I should have did this, or maybe I should have stayed with my friends, or maybe I shouldn't have, like, he bought me a drink. Maybe I shouldn't have taken that drink from him. You know what I mean? Instead of like putting the blame on the predator, they're like blaming themselves, because that's kind of what we've been taught. Like we should have took these steps.
I want to tell these girls and anyone that's been in this situation that this is not your fault. It is 150% the guy's fault, or girl, like whatever happens.
Exactly.
Whoever did the deed, that's their fault. You didn't have to do absolutely anything wrong. Rape is rape, and that is it. That's the end of it. I don't care who the hell you are, how much money you got, what the situation was, how drunk she was. I don't give a shit. You are a rapist and deserve to burn in hell.
And I know the most recent news we got is that some of the like local, so like people that are not like celebrities and like the policemen, some of them are getting exposed as of right now.
Good.
A lot of people are just like, oh my God, can they just release all the names at once? And I'm just like, no, they're releasing them one by one, because they need, if they release them all at once, somebody's going to focus on just one idol and call it a day.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
one by one.
they released it one by one, so then each of them could get the heat.
Yep.
Like, the heat, the hot seat.
The thing is, too, isn't the reporter missing? Or the main investigator or something?
Apparently so.
His house got set on fire, and he's been, like, no one has heard from him since.
Yeah, apparently so. The main investigator is missing, and he said it. He was just like, if I go missing and nobody can find me, just know that I will never like commit suicide for this situation. Mm-hmm. They came for me and killed me.
Yeah.
And that's scary. Like, that is so scary.
This is a SVU episode.
I think like this is the wildest like K-pop related scandal.
Yeah, definitely.
Because not only was it in K-pop, but then it opened up a whole other bag of worms underneath
like, so
in the actual
Yeah.
Exactly, like in actual like South Korea, like government and politics and like the industry and like businesses and all that stuff.
It's crazy.
Obviously, like what we say right now, like this is just like
reports and what we've read.
Yeah.
Like what we've read and like our thoughts and like opinions and things like that. If you want to know more about this, like please go and read like the articles and get educated, okay? Because this is just a tiny bit.
Yeah. This is just the bit that K-pop stans know about because it involves K-pop artists, but this goes back years and tons of investigations and tons of corruption, and it's crazy.
But I mean, I feel like because like K-pop idols are involved, like not that this situation is a good thing, but like I feel like it brought it to light more because K-pop, like, especially international K-pop fans, like they're gonna talk about this constantly. They're gonna bring this to light. I feel like if it was just like some random club owner who was doing this, like it would still be under wraps. Like there would be an investigation, but it wouldn't be as big of a news. So low key, the fact that there was idols involved, it actually helped like push the case and like expose everything because people were just like, this is crazy.
The underlining thing I want from this is that the girls get justice and not just like some petty like slap on the wrist, like no,
or
I
apology
want them to burn in hell for
electric
each
chair.
Electric chair.
We're gonna move on to things we actually enjoy talking about now. And it is time again for Save Me Spark Notes. Do 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 do.
Okay, so we start this episode of Save Me Spark Notes with Jin, contemplating his whole entire life. He
I
gets
feel that.
he gets sent back again. Like, he's starting over again, and he's just like, what did I do wrong? Like, why am I waking up at the same time at 10 o'clock on April 11th again? And then he starts having flashbacks of all his failed attempts of saving his friends. And, he's just like, you know what? Forget it. Like, I'm not even going to try anymore. Like, is it worth it? Like, is me going in this loop over and over, saving them when some of them don't want to be saved? Is it even worth it? And then he sees a picture of all of them on the beach. And he's like, you know what? I got to try again. I can't quit on my homies. So he has all these... He has all these homies for life. He can't pour one out. It's not ready to pour one out for the homies yet. You gotta try. Gotta try to save them. So he has all these sticky notes, and he's just like, Namju, gas station, check. Jungkook, construction site, check. Which I forgot he was at a construction site this whole time. So I was like, wow.
And I thought it was just like a random building.
Me too. I was like, oh, okay. And he goes, Hosek, on the bridge. Hope on the street. Check. Sorry. So this time he goes back. It's May 10th, and we see Hobie walking on the bridge, and then he starts to collapse. But good old Jin, good old Super Jin, is there to catch him before he falls. Fall everything. So then they're having flashbacks of them like at school, hanging out, being the Hardy Boys, having a good time. Then Hobie wakes up and he's like, whoa, he's in Jin's car. Imagine like walking on the bridge, that's all you remember, and then you wake up and you're in your best friend's car that you haven't seen in like 4 years. So he's like super confused, and he's like, Jin, what are you doing here? He's like,
You looking for America, you bitch.
really?
How dare you?
And Jin's just like, yo, calm down. Like, cause Jin's seen these fools like 52 times within the span of 24 hours. So he's not even fazed about this.
Yeah.
So every time they're excited to see him, he's just like, calm down. Like, I literally saw you 2 minutes ago. You just don't know that.
For the 20th
You
time.
For the 20th time, and I'm really starting to get aggravated, and I almost didn't come back for you. But,
I almost just let you all die.
right?
You're welcome.
So Hobie's all excited. He's like, wow, how did you find me? This is crazy. Oh my God. And he's just like, where are we going? And he's just like, to the hospital. He's like, nah.
I don't know. How will we get there?
In Jin's truck. He's like,
Bring out Dora.
the hospital. He's like, nah, I gotta go to work. Mind you, he just passed out on a bridge. But he gotta make that
We love a
cheddar.
hustler. We love a man that
He's
needs
like
money.
me, no matter what, I always end up at work.
Yeah. He's like,
Then
look, I
there's
need
me.
this. I
I
need
stubbed
this
my
paper.
toe, and I'm like, I gotta call out.
I gotta call out. He's like, no, I gotta go to work because comeback is in 24 days and I gotta pre-order the albums and the DVDs and buy concert tickets and flights. You didn't know? So he gives him his medicine and he's like, here, take this. And he's like, well, actually, Hobie takes his medicine and Jin's like, wow, you're still taking medicine? As in, like, I don't know why he was so shocked about that. Like, you saw him pass out. Obviously, he's still on medication, but And then they talk about his illness and how they don't know what's causing it, if he'll ever get better, yada, yada. Then he notices the sticky notes on Jin's dashboard, and he's just like, why do you have everyone's names and check marks by them? And then Jin's just like, okay, bye! And kicks him out the car. He literally kicks him out the car and drives away.
Dang.
I was like, okay, cool. So you see Hobie, he's working at a McDonald's. I don't know if it's a McDonald's. It looks like a McDonald's or a Burger King. I don't know. So he's like, wow, I saved one of them. And then Hobie's just like, wow, he's so weird. I don't know what's going on with Jin. So everybody's talking about how weird Jin is. Hobie's talking to Namjoon. They're like, yeah, I don't know. He just reappeared out of nowhere. No one knows what's happening. Do you think he's in trouble? He's like, I don't know. I haven't seen him in years, so who knows why he keeps showing
And then he
up.
just appeared at the right exact moment.
Yeah, so they're
Like
all
the perfect
confused why he's just like popping in and out of their lives at the right moments, even though they haven't talked to him in years. You're like, we don't give a phone call, but he's there when I'm about to start a fight, and he's there when you're passing out on bridges, and then he just drops us off and leaves, and we're like, okay, cool. And so then Hobie jumps on a scooter, and Jun's like, I don't think it's the safest decision for you who passes out randomly to be riding a scooter. He's like, I just borrowed it. It'll be fine. And then he gets a text message.
He dies.
No, he gets a text from Jin saying, I need to talk to you. And he looks over and he sees Jin. He's like, Jin! Jin! He's literally screaming Jin as Jin's window is rolled up. So I don't know why he thought that was going to work. But he's like screaming Jin from 3 lanes over. So Jin's light turns green and he takes a turn and Hobie's like, I gotta catch him! And so Hobie just decides to just zoom out in traffic to catch Jin. And then we just hear screech! And that's it.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Which was dumb on his part.
Hobie!
Yeah. Why are you zooming across 3 lanes of traffic? Just make a Yui. Like, I don't, just wait till your light changes and then make, I don't know, whatever. So, basically, it's just like, now the boys are starting to be more aware of Jin. And they're kind of confused as to, like, why he keeps, like, popping in and out and not really explaining things to them. He's just showing up and leaving.
Things would be so much easier if there was just communication.
Right? Like, if Jin is just like, I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but I'm going to tell you this now because I'm probably going to mess up somewhere and we're going to start this over. And you're going to remember this. It's going to feel like deja vu, but you're going to remember.
Exactly. Like, if anything like this ever happens, just tell me straight up, guys, and be like, hey, yo, I'm going to tell you what you ate for breakfast this morning. And then I'll be like, what? And then I'll just believe you.
But I
like,
think with
that's
our friend group, we're so weird that we wouldn't even need proof.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
if Kat,
true.
if Kat woke up and was like,
That's fucking amazing.
yeah, we'd be like, if Kat
me the
woke up
library
and was
episode
like,
today.
I relived this entire thing. I already know what's happening. Like, you're going to do this. You're going to do this. Like, I'm stuck on a loop. We'd be like, oh, you know what? I bet because you were acting weird the other day when I said I wanted Cheerios, you already had them ready. Like, stupid like that. Like,
said something was
Like,
wrong.
knew it.
How you knew
That's
I wanted
how
to eat Chipotle that day.
yeah, exactly.
wanted
Because
Chipotle.
that's our friend group is so weird. It wouldn't even be an issue.
It is time for comebacks. The first one we're gonna talk about is Woo Suk and Gualin, the Tall Babies.
Yes.
The unit debuted with their song "I'm a Star" with their album 9801, which is filled with bops. Honestly, it's
Oh
so
my
good.
God.
This song "I'm a Star," I love this. I also love the visuals of this song. Like, the music video is bomb. They look so good.
When they're eating their little dumplings and stuff. I was like,
Yeah, when
they're
at the
so cute.
Chinese restaurant eating the dumplings
In
I
the
was like,
fire.
oh, yes.
my favorite part is the little dance they did and how they like switch sides with their little
Yes,
said,
it's
check that
cute,
footwork.
Erica.
Check that footwork. I was like, yes.
Oh my
In the
God.
live stage, there's a part where Gualin gets on top of Woosa.
Oh, yeah, like
on
a
his
piggyback.
back and like does like a Superman thing. I
Yeah.
was like, this is amazing. I'm
They're
here for
so
all this.
cute.
It's like, you know how we always say like this, but make it this? I was like, cute, but make it hip hop.
cute, but making it fun.
Like, I love it. It's like a very catchy beat, and it's
Yeah,
like
it's
such a
super good.
fresh and like young sound.
It is.
I absolutely love it. And the editing for the music video, it's like how you guys were talking about for TXT's video, how they did that whole thing, like switching it up, and
Yeah.
it's like the angles and it all switches to like a different dimension type thing. They did the same thing. I thought it was so cool.
I like when
Maybe
they
it's gonna be, like,
announced.
a new thing.
Yeah, when they announced the whole like new subunit, I like how we like this was not on our radar. Like we never thought that it
No.
would be these two.
I never thought I would be this blessed to have the two of them together.
Like, and
because
it's amazing.
It was like a rumor that they're like best friends, like they're really good friends, but
Yeah.
you never saw them together. Like,
Ever.
hardly
Yeah.
ever. So the fact that we got a whole ass unit, I was like, what?
They were preparing us. They were just like, watch, we're just gonna drop this on them because they don't expect it. Boom.
And this better be a permanent unit, okay? With
I hope so.
With no little town foolery cube, okay?
Speaking of two, Pentagon is having to come back. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Oh my god.
Yes.
So excited.
Anyway, but yes, I love this song. I love the two of them. They're giants. And I'm just
But they're
I'm here for everything.
babies.
And they have a lyric which I think is really great because I just described it as very fresh and young, and they literally have a lyric that says forever young, forever fresh. And
Uh-huh.
that's exactly what the song is. So I was just like, yeah, clever. Like, this is really good.
And like I think on one part, Gualin says Wusuk's name, but he says like Wusoki or something like that. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's
Like
so cute.
Musaki Hyung or something like that. Yeah, it was cute. And they're just like, oh, I'm a star, so I'm gonna live however I want. Like, I do whatever I want in life. I'm just like, stop.
Yes,
I
you
felt-
fucking tell them.
You're right, but
Thing
also
is,
for personally
like,
attacked.
the
I'm like, wow.
album name, like 9801, I wish that would have been the unit name. I feel like that's such a dope
Yeah.
name.
Well, we're just gonna call them that. That's what they are.
Yeah,
now.
let's just call them that. Call it a
Just
day.
make their-
Like,
It's official.
That's just it.
When we say 9801, we mean Wusuk and Gualin.
Wow, we've
yes.
It's the whole album is amazing, so listen to it.
A group that debuted this week called Argon. They debuted with a song called Master Key. And honestly, The video was way better than the song, in my opinion.
The music video was lit. As soon as it was dark and then like the lights just started turning on and then all of a sudden like a member appeared with a row of lights, I said, this is it. You fucking right.
I said, this is it. This is how I perish. This is how I get thrown into a seizure. There's so many lights. Like at first when it was just like a light on each member, I was like, and then they all started coming and I was like,
The ass changed. Yeah, no, I mean, it's like a high intensity, like EDM song.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel that there were definitely needed to be some strobe lights. But I thought the music video was like, it was really cool. But it just confuses me because I'm just like, okay, why is the girl going into this little hole, but then the key is up, it's above her? Like, was she grabbing the key from that black hole?
Yeah. She had to get the key from the black hole so she can try to get out.
What is she doing in this room with all this? Just looking at that room made my eyes hurt.
Amazing. Like, but yeah, besides that, I feel like the song was all right.
Yeah.
It was like lit, but at the same time, it was just like, okay, like.
Well, it makes me wonder with the like amount of monster rookies that are just having these like boom, boom debuts. I wonder if that wasn't the like norm right now, would our opinions have changed? Like, would we have been like, oh yeah, but like with the new expectations?
Maybe, yeah. I feel like now that's the thing. I feel like now because of all these rookies coming out like so strong with these like super amazing songs and concepts, I feel like the bar has risen. Okay, yeah. So I feel like the bar has risen because of all of that. So maybe, but I mean, I feel like either way, there's one of the guys, like the first guy that sings in this song, his tone of voice is super unique.
The guy that I liked was the one with the chokers, like the choker with like the round charm with the brown hair.
Yeah.
Fucking dope.
So I feel like, obviously this is their debut. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna come out with next. So the next thing could be like the wow, Shazam! I love it.
We're gonna. I mean, y'all.
I was waiting for it. That's how I was sitting quiet. I was like, is she gonna do it?
Mamamoo came back with Go Go Bebe, and it's not my favorite. It's not. I feel like the sound was too urban than what Mamamoo needs to be doing. I feel like they were trying to be too hip with what's like going on now instead of going with like what suits them. And I know like lyric wise the song is like let's go out and party and get drunk and stuff like that, but the music video did not give me those vibes. And it just didn't match well. And again, the sound just threw me off. I was just like, this is not the sound that Mamamoo should be doing.
Even like the choreography, I was just like, this feels awkward to me for them as a whole.
Same. Like, it just didn't feel right. I was just like, this is not... I mean, like, obviously I'm not going to say that I'm the number one Mamamoo stan because, let's be real, I'm not. None of us are. But, obviously...
Me too. But we give credit where credit is due. Like, even if it's someone that we're just kind of we were like, it was good. Or I liked it. Like, okay. But, like, it's not even like...
This was just not it. Mamamoo, go back to, like, whatever you've been doing before because...
Quirky vocals.
Some of the outfits were cute.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I would agree.
Let's move on to an amazing, amazing vocalist. Park Bom is finally back.
Oh my god, I'm so fucking happy. The music video was so pretty. Like when she was laying in the grass and it was just like the side of her face.
I know, and she looks like a real life doll. She does look like a doll. Seriously.
But that was so pretty. I was like,
I'm just so happy that she's back.
But yeah, the music video is super pretty. I really, really liked it. And I also like that one of the lyrics is like, will it be spring again in my heart? And because even in the song, like you could tell it's kind of like her saying like this darkness like overflowed me. And then now like, can it be spring? Can it please be spring?
Yep.
And
I like the lyrics,
yeah.
And it was just like so, especially everything she went through, like it was really.
And when
nice.
she was just like, there was part that said she was like, I was a fool or something, or they thought I was a fool or something like that, and I was just like, oh, so she went through so much, and now she's just like, at first I didn't know if I was gonna do music again, like that's what I got from the lyrics, but now like it's spring in my heart, and I'm finally coming back to doing what I love, regardless of what people are saying. And I'm just like, oh, you go, queen.
And I love the wordplay because spring in Korean is bum. Obviously is Park Bom. And I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy she's back, and she's like one of the best vocalists ever, and she deserves everything. And YG ruined her, and I'm so glad that she found a CEO who is going to take care of her and do great things for her. And the song is amazing, and I love that Dara is on the song with her. And
Yes.
But you know what? Karma is a bitch because YG getting it right now. But anyways.
Right.
And she's probably laughing like my
While she's
prescriptions
thriving.
that I had to take for my anxiety ain't shit compared to what you're doing right now, my friend.
Bitch.
You right. But yes, Park Bom, do your thing. Lay and Far East Movement had a song come out together. They did a little collab called Lovebird.
And I love it.
And I love Far East Movement. But did they sampled the song in
Yes,
this?
yes. This is from the Spin Doctors. It's called Two Princes, and I love that song. Sorry.
Thank you. I was listening to it and I'm just like, this is another song, and why can't I remember what the song is? But I know this beat.
Yeah, from the Spin
Yes.
Doctors.
See, I could remember all of that, but I couldn't remember the lyrics. So I was like, who the heck is this? I forgot.
Yeah, Spin Doctors, Two Princes, released in 1991.
Ooh, even
Yeah.
It
was. I really like that. You know, when like VH1 used to do the whole like, I love the 90s and I love.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's the
missed
only
that
reason I
show.
remember it. Yeah, because I love watching. Like I would binge. Like I would be like stay up late. And I'm like, yes, I have to watch all of them.
Me. So Lay is obviously the main singer, and he's singing in Chinese and English, and obviously they sampled the song, but it's really good. I mean, Far East Movement they always do great things.
Drops mic. Oh, there isn't a music video for it, which is fine. But the video that they did post for it, it was like these like two birds that had like different like neon colors, and they would just blink to the beat. I don't know. I liked it.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, I saw that.
Newest!
Yes.
Not newest.
We're talking about newest, everybody.
Newest.
Newest back together.
Oh, I'm so happy.
With the whole ass fan song
Oh my God, the song
called
is so
A Song for You. And it's
beautiful.
so beautiful. And Min Hyun starts it, and my whole life.
I know.
His voice.
Died.
Oh my God, when I heard it, I was just like, oh, you sound.
Tell me how I literally was 6 seconds in and I had to pause it because I had tears in my eyes already.
He sounds like he's at home. Like everything
I know.
is great in the world, and his voice is beautiful. And I'm just like, I love him so much.
First of all, I just have to talk about how beautiful this song is because I literally cried for like 10 minutes.
The
about it.
lyrics, like this is the song that I would want someone to write for me.
Yes.
Like,
Specifically,
it's so
when Min
beautiful.
Hyun said, he said, okay, when you say you're not lonely, I'll hug you tighter. When you say you miss me, I'll appear in front of you. I said, wow, I miss
my
you.
God.
I was like, I miss you.
rings bell. I miss you.
It's like, you know that button that says
Yep.
easy?
Yep.
It's gonna be Minhyun.
Yeah. And then the other one, it says, never change and always be there. Be by my side. I was like, done.
I love it. I love it so much because it basically I don't remember exactly what the lyrics said, but it was just like, even in the times that it was like dark for me or whatever, like you held out your hands for me.
Oh, yeah. On the
Oh,
path
yeah.
of tears, you reached your hand out to me.
Yes. And you know what was beautiful? Okay, let me just talk about this that I freaking loved in this song and I miss so much. The transition from Min Hyun's voice to Baeko.
To Beck Queen.
My God. The transition from Min Hyun to Baeko, like, oh my God, them vocals. And then let me just say, Baeko doing them ad-libs and in the background, and then he does the high note and then oh my God, I was living my best life.
I love the ending with the high note transitions between Baekho and Minhyun. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
Baekho would do like the lower, and then Minhyun did the high register, and I was just like, oh my God, this
And it was
is...
pretty.
I can't wait for a whole newest album again. Like, this is...
I
Drop
need
it
a
like it's
newest
hot.
tour.
I need newest to go on tour. Like,
I know,
need it.
same.
I need it to be my music taste, and I need a whole ass fan sign, and I need
If
it
they
now.
do this in 2 weeks, I'm going to laugh.
Stop. Shut up.
Tour
Shut up.
announcement.
Shut up.
Yo, no, okay, you guys know how I feel
If
about
newest
fan
go to
songs.
K-Con,
Oh my,
Again? Oh my god.
again.
But
Now it's
But
a
as
whole
new as, not as new as W, as new
girl.
I would also like to say that Aaron is the most sweetest person in the world.
He's so
I
cute.
got the chance to like low key briefly talk to him at KCON, and
So sweet.
he is this. Oh my gosh! Like when he like looks at you and talks to you, he like looks you in your eyes, and he's just like,
Aww.
Yeah, even when we were like sitting and waiting for interviews, when he passed by, he said hello to everyone every time.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my
literally.
God. Well, I was shook staring at Becco. I was just like, oh.
That was Min Hyun with me. He stared at me the whole time he was walking past. I was like, okay, sir,
He knew.
you
He
can
knew.
like
He's
stop.
like, yeah, I see you. I know you. I know.
He's like, I know you're wantable. He was looking at me like, I know you, bitch. And I was like,
They know. They all know. They can tell. They sense
They
it in
all
the
know.
air. The pheromones that we give off. They're
Yep.
just like, yep.
It's like when I walked into that room for GOT7, you knew.
they were like,
Yeah,
every
they
one
all,
of
like,
them
they-
knew
and
Carolina.
that's-
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's cool though. Like I feel like they can definitely tell if you're a fan. It's more specifically like if they're like your bias or whatever. Like they know. They know.
Oh, Daniel knew.
Yeah.
Daniel knew he was my
I would
man.
like to know. I would like to think that Sungwon knew too, because he only touched 2 people's hands. It was the very first girl, the very first part of the tunnel, and then me. And I was like, "Suck on that!" So excited.
He said, this giant, wonderful Tarzanian woman, she loves me.
Amazonian. That's what Terika is. She's an Amazonian woman.
This woman that's 7 feet taller than me, I love her. I'm going to have to jump to get to her hand, but it's okay.
He didn't have to jump. I did all the work. My ass was all in the air. I was bent all over that rail. There's no way in hell I'm missing.
She said, no, baby, I'll come down to you.
Don't worry, I got you.
That's so nice of you, Terika. You almost had to touch the floor for him. Okay. Yes, but Newest did that. I love Minhyun. I love his voice. I'm so glad he's back with them. Yes, anyway.
It feels like
Yes.
It feels like, you know, when you get that special edition of action figure and then you complete the set, that's what it feels like.
It does.
Honestly, yeah, like the limited edition, like damn, I have been looking for this for 5 years. I
Yeah.
finally found it for a reasonable price. Oh my god.
And then you bring it home and then you just set it right with the rest of the pieces to make the
And
perfect
then never
set.
touch it, so it's perfect in there.
Never touch it ever again. Wow.
You can stare at
Damn,
it.
yeah, no, this song is very sentimental, like so emo. I'm so happy, and I know that they were talking about it. It was to celebrate their 7 years together.
Oh, we love a relationship.
I know, and like it makes me so happy because within their V Live they were saying how, what's it, Becco? Yeah, I think Becco like texted them all and was just like, hey, like if you could tell the fans, like what do you want to tell the fans, and they like wrote big old paragraphs and sent them to them, and then Becco like put them all together in lyrics, and I'm
wow,
like,
this is the
Yeah.
same energy like when I tell you guys, if you guys would tell your bias one thing, what is it?
but basically, I mean, hey,
yeah. Yeah.
I hope they stand us like as much as we stand them.
I'll
Right?
write a song.
Right?
with
I
all the stuff you
wonder,
said.
right? I wonder if they just like think about a fan and be like, you know what? That fan's so great. Like if, I don't know. You know what? I like to think that happened to me. When we threw our mini ears, I like to think that they were like, wow, who was the genius girls that decided to throw real $50 mini ears on the stage?
I mean, probably they took them with them.
I hope all of your faves love you as much as you love them. That's my wish
Yeah.
for
I
everybody.
thought she was about to say as much as Hobie loves me.
A true statement.
Another iconic comeback for this week is Epik High. And let me just tell you, they came out with a beautiful masterpiece of an album, but the title song called Love Drunk.
Featuring Crush.
Yes, featuring Crush. And wow, like, so the whole theme of the album is like being sleepless and it's a fill in the blank. So it's like about not being able to sleep. And the music video for this song is so awesome. IU is in it.
Yes.
It's so theatrical. And it's like kung fu fighting, but like
Wait, it's
dramatic.
what?
And I said it's kung fu fighting.
I thought she said kufu.
She didn't say cuckoo. I was like, what?
Is that like a new style from like
Everybody wants
another country?
It's Dominican
Always
martial
clowning my
arts.
accent.
No, I just loved it. It was so cute because you were so excited. I was just like, I love Carolina's
It
accent.
was so cool.
I wish. I wish. It reminded me of the movie Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I know that's like 2 different cultures because Crouching Tiger is what, Chinese or whatever. I don't even know. But like just the whole
Yes.
like whenever she was like poof, and she'd fly in the air and do like the flips.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was really cool. It was a
Reminded me of,
really
like,
cool.
Memoirs of a Geisha.
I really like that it's like the lyric wise it's like once you get away, like you want to get away from somebody or forget them, but once you do, you feel even more lonely about it. And I was reading through, and in interviews Tablo was just like, you know, in the music video basically they're like the teacher and the student. And this and the student is always trying to obviously like beat the master and like try to, you know, become better and things like that. But then when the master dies, the student realizes like, wow, like what do I do now?
Yeah. I just kind of took it as like for them because they're like icons in like K-hip hop, and I feel like it's them like passing the torch. Like they're the masters, but now it's the students' turn to like take it, but they're gonna always be there to like guide them. You know what I mean? Because like when she was crying whenever the master died or whatever, but then she was having these flashbacks of like lessons that she was teaching her. So like that was kind of my takeaway from it. Like it's now time for the younger generation, but we'll always be there to show you like the roots and stuff like
How it's done.
It's funny because I have a mutual who loves K-hip hop. She loves Epik High. They're one of her like favorite groups. But she told me that she saw it as something similar, but as them branching out as just Epik High. And like what they've learned in the industry so far, they're taking with them now, is what she said she took it as, which I think makes sense as well.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. But for me, Epik High in general, like they, of course, they've been together forever, but they've just found a niche where all three of them have just the perfect parts that they play.
Yeah.
And it's together, it's a masterpiece. It's a genius. And I think this is like the perfect like example of that. And adding Crush into this song was...
It's like Crush singing, and then it's like a rap, and then boom, it goes again into Crush, like with the vocals, like the actual like singing part longer. And that was like, it was so great. Like such a great mix.
I'm going to put it into an analogy of food. It was like a really moist like brownie. But Crush was like the perfect like scoop of ice cream on top of the like deliciously moist brownie.
Analogies with Kat.
Right? Like a true
My
tourist.
favorite song from the album is Eternal Sunshine.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, mine is Rain Again Tomorrow.
Oh.
I love the beat.
Mine is I have to actually the whole album, but
Terika culture.
But my favorite
I'm
is
saying.
No Different. But then I really, really love the strings of A Lullaby for a Cat.
Oh my God, Terika, why are we the same person?
Libra culture.
Literally, yeah, no. My favorite song is No Difference. Like, but then I have a thing that those three songs, the last three songs, so No Difference, Rain Again Tomorrow, and then it's just because No Difference, I love it. But then you have Rain Again Tomorrow, complements it super well. But then the transition from Rain Again Tomorrow to Lullaby for a Cat, oh my God. Okay,
so
like
pretty.
that is wild. I've talked about this before and how much I love when songs transition into one another. And like, oh my God, that song is just so good. And I know that Tablo tweeted, he was just like, there's a longer version of Lullaby for a Cat. And I'm like, excuse me, please release it.
Yes.
Like,
I want
we
it,
need
and
it.
I want to play it for my cats.
But I love it because it's like in the Lullaby for a Cat, like if it you know, it's like a lullaby. It feels like he's even saying it like I'm talking you in, like, and even then it's like I'm helping you go to sleep because I'm tucking you in, but I need help falling asleep. But the strings on that song are incredible. So good. I love it. But again, this album, like 15 out of 10, like,
Oh my God,
wow.
I love it so much. Oh my God, I love
It's
it.
so
Which is
so,
funny
so
because I was
good.
just like, yeah, I gotta listen to it. I haven't had the time. And then I listened to it and I was like, whoa, why did I not make time?
So pretty.
So good.
It's really
Can't wait
pretty.
to see them. Sorry, just put that out there. So times for songs of the week. My song of the week is Rose by Young B. I've been listening to his album again.
My song of the
Yes.
week is Our Summer by TXT.
A bop. The
I'm not
superior
done.
bop.
I'm not done with the album, guys. I'm not sorry.
It's still a bomb album.
Oh Okay, funny enough, because of course, I have 2 songs of the week, and my song of the week is Crown, because every time I listen to it, I literally cry. Like, I don't know what is triggering in my, in my subconscious or something, but I just cry. And also, Tell Me I Love You by Ha Sung-woon. Thank you.
Ooh, okay.
Mine is Long Black by Just Two. I am not over that album and not over that song.
I'm gonna petition so we can play it. Put it on the Ariana Grande playlist. Be like, yeah, she totally listens to this song.
I mean, you should. I mean, it works. And it's like, oh, it's about coffee. Yeah, that's why she put it in the playlist. Come on.
Right.
Still waiting for Ameritycon to announce that they're gonna have a unit debut.
You're right.
Ready for Mark
Feel
to
it.
take my coins with his new collection.
You know what? I'm mad at him. I'm so mad. I'm so
I
mad.
love the new logo he did. I'm like, wow, you bitch.
I'm just really mad that he
Same.
only put the feathers on the hoodies. And I'm like, it's summertime, bruh. Well, I'm going to buy a $70 hoodie I can't wear till next year. Like,
Damn it.
yeah, right?
Mark.
What the heck, California
Mark.
kids? Like, you need to know these things.
You from here. You should know better.
Anyway, so whether you are mad at Mark for not putting a feather on all the merch for his Represent collection,
I'm seriously
or
upset.
you're going to a whole ass AT's fan sign, Carolina,
Wow.
make sure you always
Fangirl on.
ATs isn't in the States. I don't know what you're talking about.